right, Mr. Thomas, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me on here, man.
No, for sure, dude. You look grown up since the last time I seen you. What's going on? Holy shit. You look so much more mature, dude. It's insane. But yeah, so for those who don't know Thomas, he's very highly teachable person. I mean, you get to know more about his story in a second. And how old are you again, Thomas? Just for
I'm 20 years old. 20 years old.
God damn. Okay. Bro, I wish I was where you are at 20. It's insane. So we met basically at the gym event, right? Back in August of 2021. Is that correct?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
okay. And I remember we met through a mutual friend of ours, Mitchell, right? And I got to know more about you. I remember one day I came down, right? We were at this Rose and Shingle hotel, like a really nice hotel. It had like fucking what, 3 pools or something, like very massive, or maybe 5 pools. I don't remember. And I remember all my friends and everyone was like, we're at the pool, but I don't remember. I was showing Technotape to someone or something. I don't remember what I was doing. And so I went downstairs and everyone had left. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm already in my swimsuit and everything. Might as well go in the pool. Like, I'm not just gonna go back. So I remember just swimming in there, and then I see young Thomas just at the end of the pool, right? You want to share a little bit about that, Thomas, of like how we met and how basically where were you at that time when I met you and how things have basically changed. We'll get to that, but let's just first talk about like where were you like beforehand, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was really funny because I heard like briefly things about Mayor from like Mitchell and a couple other people, and then me and him we were like the only ones in the pool, and that's when we actually met. And he's like, "Oh, I'm Mayor," and I was like, "Oh, okay, like that's what's up. I heard good things about you," and we got to I got to get to know him, get to know his story, and he asked me a lot about myself as well. And at the time, like I was in a place where I didn't like I didn't really know what I wanted to focus on. I didn't really have like a chief aim. And he's like, later on we were like he ended up telling me that he had some things that could help me, and we ended up connecting after the event. And yeah, it brought me a lot more clarity into what I actually wanted to do and how I was gonna like get to actually seeing results in my life that I wanted.
Okay. And then, yeah, like that, I think the point that we connected on was that point of like you not being clear on your purpose and your goals, which I think that's like a big thing in today's society is like many people are not clear on what they want to do. It's like they graduate high school and they're more lost than ever because they're like, oh, wait, like what am I supposed to do with my life? And that's like a big issue in the society. I think lack of purpose is one of the top like what do you call it, like reasons of why people suicide, and it's insane, right? And so I remember we connected, and at that time, what was your living situation like where were you living, what was your job like things like that, what were you doing at that time?
Yeah, yeah. So at the time, I was living with my parents. I didn't really like have a stable income except for like I was working DoorDash, and I was like trying to trade in the financial markets, but at the time, I was very emotionally unstable, which resulted in me not getting the financial stability to like, get my own place and take that jump to, really actually get my life to the next level.
Yeah, makes sense. And at the time you were still with your parents and like just the average like 20-year-old, because I mean you was like even people in their 30s are still with their mom, like just working at a job, right? And that's kind of where you were, right? Like with you had the trading, but like were you profiting like crazy amounts in your trading or even like average amounts, or like what was that like for you?
Yeah, well, like at the time, like I said, I was extremely emotionally unstable to where like every time I would see some sort of profit, I would like self-sabotage myself. And I ultimately I would make money but not consistently, which is why like I was, doing DoorDash and other things to like help sustain myself. But like living at my parents, I didn't have many expenses, which is like that's kind of where I got comfortable and didn't like push myself to, take more responsibility and get to the next level.
Okay. And you said when you would make basically profit, you would self-sabotage. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by self-sabotage?
Yeah, yeah. So like ultimately I had the right information to like, learn how to actually trade, and I basically learned how to read a chart and stuff within a matter of a couple of months. But then when it came to like actually applying it real time with real money in the markets, I didn't have the programming to actually be effective in that and do it and pursue it like full time. Right. I was like essentially like I wasn't raised in an environment to where like I could jump into something like that and just be stable enough to make it work. So that's where like I had a lot of self-sabotage. Like I knew how to do it. It's just like my mind and my emotions were not right to actually see results in it.
Okay. So like you would lose the money or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much like where you were when I met you. Like you were doing trading, but it wasn't like you could full time do that or things like that. And you were still with your mom. And at the time, you were, correct me if I'm wrong, but like you were doing DoorDash at the time also, right? Just to make some extra money, things like that. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then there was a time, so we met, and then you became a technical distributor, and that's how we started working together. And so we met in August, and then in November was where we had the technical event, which was huge. We had a lot of people, like over 60 people who came out, and just a lot of people, and it was like so much fun. We had people from Canada, what was it, Europe, Netherlands, like Germany, all that stuff. I was about to say Australia, but I forgot. Like Australia is like it's really not a good situation over there, or else we would have people from everywhere really come. Um, and so even with the restricts, we still have over 60 plus people. And then that was like one of the funnest thing ever. So we were at that thing for about 10 days. The event was around 3 days, but then all of the distributors, everyone were like, I remember we booked a big like house, Airbnb house, like 2 bedrooms and so forth. We had like 7 people just in that house, right? And I remember me and Thomas were like in one room together. And I feel like there it was like some things that happened that like it shifted your mindset even more, and then helping you see the point of like, oh, why you need to now move out and how that's going to support you within your business and things like that. So do you want to talk a little bit about like how was the event, what happened at the event, and then what was your results virtually like 1 to 2 weeks after the event? Do you want to get into that a little bit now?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So essentially the event it was incredible. It was like the best event that I've ever been to, because like mainly because so many people were coming together that actually had like a real purpose to actually want to better this world, and not only want to better it but have an actual like course of action for doing that.
Yeah.
And essentially like what I got out of that event was like I was so clear on my next steps and what I needed to do, rather than like just kind of, how a lot of people they get into a position where they just think they're doing the right thing, but ultimately they're just not, nothing changes.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was before the event. And the event made me realize like, okay, like I literally have the best tools, the best network of support anyone could ever have. What's left is to just go do the thing. And from with the support of the group, it was very easy. Like essentially I I was living with my parents at the time of the event, and when I came home, I remember even before I came home, Mayor was like, guiding me with things to do, to use my techno tutor to like get my own place. And after applying that, within a matter of a week, I found a place, and within 2 weeks, I was already living there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just insane. And so, like, for those people who don't know, like, the place that you did find, that you found literally after a week of being back, how much does that, first of all, for those who don't know, where do you live? Like, what city, state, and all that? And then how much is your place right now that you're basically paying for it, right? So
Yeah.
so tell people, like, where are you basically from, and like how much is the rent and things like that, just put in perspective. Like, you're only 20 years old, right? That's why I'm like, damn, like, this is cool, because this is the results we're getting, right? So do you want to talk a little bit about that, like where you're from and everything?
Yeah. Yeah. So I live in California. I've been living here pretty much my whole life. And the apartment I found in the Bay Area specifically,
Mhm.
right? So the apartment I found, it was actually uh I believe like it's like 2300 a month to live here. And that's actually like a pretty good price out here, right? Um, which like essentially I was able to, like, after that event, really make that jump into taking that next level of responsibility to now where like I have bills, and now I'm pretty much set up to pay them, right? It's not really like I don't have to work a job anymore to sustain my living, and I was able to take the next step and get my own place.
Yeah, so that's really cool, because so now you mentioned about the point of being able to quit your job and everything. So moving out, having your own place, that support you to virtually like quit your job, the DoorDash that you were doing, right? Like, now you're at a point, even if you don't work for a year, it's like you have everything taken care of, even though you have a rent that's like 2,200, and you have internet, phone, like all the other bill, right? And and again, you're only 20 years old. Like, I keep emphasizing, because that should be normal, because like we have so much potential, but then based on the society we live in, it's like we've been suppressed so much that that is not normal. But that's what we're trying to make normal, and that's what Thomas is supporting other people with, I'm supporting other people with, right? And we're already getting results like consistently, right? And so that you moving to your own place, you quit your job, and then do you want to talk about like basically the milestones you hit at your trading, also with your technical business, right? Because you made a sell in a country that no one has had made a sell there before, I'm pretty sure, right? So do you want to talk a little bit about how you moving out and everything helped you also financially, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially when I moved out, it's like it's it's different because when you move out on your own for the first time, it's like you actually have like bills to pay. And at first I was like, man, like, was this the right decision? Am I actually like gonna sustain? But from using Techno Tutor, getting the support from Mayor and other people within the community, I was able to have like huge breakthroughs within my trading, to where like for my investments and so forth, that's what's allowed me to quit my job and have my living expenses like pretty much like not having to worry about them for the next like year or so.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
then you're trading, what was the most that you made basically in one day, and you're doing your day trading and everything?
yeah, yeah. So I ended up I don't really like to make income claims, but I ended up I ended up having my biggest day in the markets, which like essentially it was like within I had my biggest trade, which was about a 5-figure trade, which like before I never even thought that was like possible, right? It's like I knew it was possible, but I didn't have the stability to actually make that a reality, right?
Yeah, which is really cool. And I remember even when we were together at the ranch, I remember one day, because you were also buying NFTs and stuff, which I guess that's like the thing that's like popular right now, things like that. And then I remember we woke up together, we're doing our TT, And before you start your TT, you bought an NFT. And then by the time we were done, you're like, oh, look, like I made $2,000 from this NFT. And I'm like, just in the time that we were using Technitude. So I was like, damn, like that shows like when you're using the tools and the right support, making money becomes easy, because making money is just a programming. Like meaning like when you understand what money is and how what it takes to make money, then it's not really that hard when it becomes a part of you. Just like walking, like is walking difficult? Like, do you think about every step? Like, imagine how frustrating walking would be if you had to think about every step. Or like just me talking to you right now, or you talking with me. Imagine if you had to think about every word. Like, how frustrating would talking be? Like, you would probably be that guy who would never speak, right? Because you're like, it's so frustrating every time I'm trying to talk. But imagine how easy it is for us to communicate. Imagine making money, taking it to that level where it's like it's just like talking. It's like a part of you where it's like natural, where you just easily make it, right? And we were talking beforehand, like I went dream building with Evan, right? And I recorded a vlog. By the time probably this is posted, probably that vlog is gonna be posted. But it's like we went test drove like the Tesla, right? And I remember when you were here in Texas back in November, it's like I was telling you, like, dude, I want to buy that Tesla. I don't know when, because it's like a six-figure car, right? And for me, I'm only like 22. But then again, through using the same tools, like just basically what you did to move out, hit your biggest day in the market, all of that. I just did that, and we went dream building with Evan, and I was telling you, like, we test drove a Tesla, and then at the end, I was like, let me see how much it costs, and around it was like 110,000, something like that. And I was like, you know what, like, fuck it, like, let me just buy a Tesla, and I ended up buying a Tesla. It's like I would never be able to do something like that. Like, I'm born in a third world country, but it's like, again, that's a great example of like the tools that we have. It gives support. It doesn't care what's your background, what's your ethnicity, what's your race, what's your like where were you born. Like, it doesn't matter, because it's a system. It gives the same results, right? And obviously for those who want to learn more, it's like you could reach out to Thomas, me. I'll put Thomas's links in the description. But do you agree, Thomas, of like how many people, since you've been part of this, because since August, how long is that? It's like 5 6 months. It's like not that much, right? That you've been part of this. And it's like, how much results have you seen, not just for yourself, but how many people have you seen who come into the group, use the tools, and then their lives like just changes, right?
Honestly, so many, because like the tools work, right? I've been through the audios, the courses, the books, like I did all that stuff. And it's not that it's bad information, but it's very surface level. You can't actually integrate it and then go apply it and live it, right? So like it just shows to show that like it doesn't matter who you are, like you you can benefit from using the tools that me and Mayor have been using, right? And that's really the reason why I became a distributor, because like I started seeing results in my life, and I was like, it wouldn't make sense to keep this to myself, right? And over time, like now it's like I'm really focused on sharing it with more people, because I know it works. I'm literally living proof that it works. Mayor's living proof that it works. And so many other people with so many other stories. Like it's just, it makes sense, right? If everyone's getting results, why wouldn't it work for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Bro, like the people that you sold Technitude to, some of them reach out to me, or like the group that we're a part of, and like they're sharing how much they're growing, even though they've been using it for like a month or so. And it's like, it's so crazy, right? Because literally, like the first sale that you made, that person is now getting amazing, like incredible results, honestly. Like she was telling me, Shelly, right, in the group, she was talking about how, what was the word that she worked through? Do you remember?
I think it was envy. Envy, the
Envy.
word envy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like how she used Techno today, and now she like her posture and everything is literally different, and like the way she thinks, and it's like that's the coolest thing, right? And that's a sale that you made in Dubai, right? So it's like we're everywhere, right? But that's incredible. So now I guess to like almost wrap it up, it's like, what would you say to those people who are like, should I even reach out? Should I even see what this is about? Like, how do I know if this is for me? Like, what would you say to those people who are like on the fence or like are thinking about getting this? What would you say to them?
I would say if you truly want to see change and like real change and be a part of the like best group ever, or at least learn more about it, reach out, at least get on a call to see what it is that we're about and what we're actually looking to create, right? Because like that's what it started for me. It just started with getting on a call with Mitchell and learning more about what it is that you guys are doing, and then I decided, okay, I want to be a part of this. So yeah, definitely at least reach out and connect with someone within the group, and you'll definitely see changes if you plug into the group.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, like if you're watching this video so far, first of all, like you're MVP for watching this far, right? But like you see, Thomas is like really cool person. Like we actually care about supporting people. We're not just here to sell another thing. Like that's the last thing we want, is just to be another person who's like selling things. Like you go on Facebook, Instagram, you already got enough of people that are doing that, right? But with us, it's like we actually like ask questions and like get to connect with you before we even start talking about the tools, because we're like, does this thing actually even help you? Like, are you even teachable enough? Because we like working with those who are teachable, right? Because it's like the tools. Imagine buying a gym membership and then not going to it for a year, and you're like, what the hell? Like, it's not working. It's like, yeah, you have to go to it. Just buying the gym membership doesn't mean you're gonna get results, right? You still have to go and use it. But then the benefit is, now imagine you have an expert like trainer who shows you exactly what workouts to do, how many times a day, like everything, where you don't even have to think about like, okay, what should I do, right? That's another cool thing about what we mean by support, right? So if you want to reach out to Thomas, his links will be in the description. Where do you want people to reach out to you, Thomas? Like Facebook, Instagram, or like where do you want people to reach out?
Yeah, Instagram or Facebook works good.
Okay. And then what's your handle, like your Instagram and Facebook? And I'll also put it in the description as well.
Yeah. We can put it in the description. I'll send it to you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you want to reach out to Thomas, reach out to him, and then my information is obviously there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Any last closing thoughts, Thomas? Should people subscribe to the channel? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely subscribe to Mayor's channel and keep watching his videos, because they're only going to keep getting better, and you're gonna be able to see the growth real time.
For sure. Same with Thomas. Are you making videos yet or no?
Yeah, I'm actually about to start to. So.
Oh yeah, dude, that's cool. Yeah. So whenever you post your YouTube, like put that in the comment or things like that. Check out his YouTube. It's only getting better, right? And so, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.